In my opinion, the best way to prevent procrastination is to be smarter. And by being smarter, I mean being smarter than our subconscious. One of the best ways to take control of our procrastination and increase overall productivity is to have a good understanding of ourselves and be able to modify our behavior in response to unconscious reactions we have toward certain situations. Essentially, we need to trick ourselves and overcome any weaknesses we may have. The reason for my belief is that, in my opinion, the act of procrastinating important tasks such as studying, reading, writing a book, creating a video, or writing a script for that video, which can be one of the most challenging aspects of it, is often related to our subconscious mind and its unconscious reactions to those situations. For example, if we have a relatively difficult project ahead that requires a significant amount of daily time investment, we are likely to find ourselves avoiding it. Because, firstly, we cannot accomplish it with just one sitting of research and execution. Secondly, when we look at the whole picture, the task of completing that big and challenging project becomes overwhelmingly daunting, and the feeling of insignificance in the face of that task triggers our subconscious mind to perceive it as a potential threat, leading us to procrastinate and distance ourselves from it. This is where self awareness plays a crucial role. In my opinion, someone who knows themselves well can observe their unconscious reactions to a given task or situation and choose strategies and actions that fool their subconscious mind, enabling them to effectively accomplish the task without delaying it. For example, if our example still revolves around that challenging task, what we can do is to break it down into smaller parts and solely focus on one of those parts. For instance, in the case of creating a YouTube video, my first step is to concentrate solely on choosing the topic. After selecting the topic, I only pay attention to writing the script. I don't worry at all about how the video will be edited or the animation. It's not my responsibility as a person in charge of writing the script to handle the animation, and I, who will be working on the script today, won't be the one working on the animation tomorrow. Therefore, I set aside my concerns about the video production stage and any other project and solely focus on the part I am currently working on. Of course, there are other factors that contribute to our procrastination. For instance, mindlessly scrolling through Instagram triggers much more dopamine release than writing a long text where the structure is often unclear. Regardless of our capabilities and the knowledge imparted to us about the detrimental effects of purposeless Instagram scrolling, it is up to us to manage this issue and resist the urge to reach for our phones and browse Instagram. There are indeed effective strategies for handling this. For example, one thing I often do is completely free myself from the burden of my phone. I either delegate it to someone else or place it in a location where I cannot easily access it. Alternatively, I restrict myself from using it for a specific period by leaving it in an inaccessible place while I work on my project. There may be moments when I feel the need to grab my phone and use it. By being smarter than our subconscious mind comes into play here. I know that the subconscious part of me, which often leads to procrastination, probably finds it more challenging to get up and grab my phone than to sit in one place and continue working on the task at hand. This is how we can trick our subconscious mind to some extent. Other issues may arise as well. For example, you may lack confidence in the outcome of the work, or you fear that you will fail your endeavors. In my opinion, if you have a severe fear of failure, it's not something that can be fixed overnight. I believe it's crucial that if you constantly experience this fear in most of your activities, you should talk to a psychologist about it and focus on reducing this problem. The fear of failure and being ridiculed is a significant issue that cannot simply be resolved with a few recommendations. I believe these matters strongly relate to the environment in which a person has grown up and requires assistance from a psychologist. However, after you manage to overcome this fear, or when it is not too intense. In my opinion, one of the best strategies is to detach yourself from the outcome and focus on the task at hand. Or at least in my personal experience, I decided to create videos for YouTube, especially to be ridiculed. I adopted a confrontational approach, and ultimately this problem was completely resolved after 2 or 3 videos. One other solution that I can suggest, especially for a specific project like university assignments, is to start with a series of small projects for a different group of people. By small project, I don't mean actual project, but rather putting yourself in front of a small audience, which can be incredibly helpful. You can even present your project to your friends and ask them to interrupt and ridicule you between your statements. Sometimes the best defense is a counterattack. And as always, thanks for watching.